I was 17, from a fishing family. A family that was starving. I was always a bit wild. I should have listened to my father. I should have listened to my mother. But I didn't. Hunger. Real hunger. It takes you over. It doesn't leave you room to think. I was sentenced to death, but dear King George bestowed his compassion. I'd never been 5 miles out of my village. Now I was being transported to the other side of the world. I had no idea what that meant. There were hundreds of us going, packed like animals into 11 ships. The first fleet to sail to New South Wales. And as if that wasn't enough, I just realized I was with child.
Marry you for this. 6 months down there. I won't do it.
Alicia, darling. Who's taken only to the captain in regard to accommodation?
For you to sink so low as this, carting off the nation's rubbish. Wretched, vile creatures. They'd be better off dead.
Lieutenant Clark!
Come on up, lads. I told you we'd be looking at paradise.
Behave yourself. Do as you're told. Majesty's officers will see to it you get a safe and protective passage.
Oh, His Majesty's officers. Safe passage up whose arse?
Get them below, Sergeant.
Come on, lads. Let the fox see the rabbit. Pleased to work out the pecking order early on, eh?
You're safe here. I'm well down the line.
More hopeful.
Absolutely.
London Times thought a colony on the moon a better prospect. But everyone has seen the moon, unlike New South Wales, which has only ever been seen by Captain Cook.
We are not just solving the problem of overcrowded prisons. We are expanding empire ahead of the Dutch and the French. We will be building in a land of...
Oh, we're honoured. Do you know who they're entertaining up there? Lord Muck himself.
Captain Arthur Phillip. Used to be governor of the colony.
A good man?
Lieutenant Clark, perhaps you would like to share your thoughts on our prospects.
Yes, sir. I was just thinking of the question of the reform of our human cargo.
Yes, reform. Well, there should always be hope. Always hope.
But with regard to the criminal classes, experience tells us there should be very little of it.
Yes, but I think turning wretches into workhorses is much we can expect.
I do what I can. I did try reading to the women. Excuse me. But the stench down there, it's enough to floor an ox.
Ah, pig.
Wonderful.
Oh, pork. When was the last time any of us felt some pork at the back of our throats? Roasted variety.
They said we'd never see the sun down here. There you are. And the smile, enough to light up the whole ship. We'll meet on deck. There'll be sunsets, moonlight, gazing at strange and wonderful lands together.
And with any luck, they'll leave you behind, tied to a tree on one of them.
My name's Will.
So what do you know of this Barney Bay? The dragons and the cannibals.
Nonsense. Odd-looking natives where we're going, though. 3-4 foot high, covered in hair, with noses like beaks. They must think some of us very good swimmers keeping us locked up down here. Still, you can't blame them. I hear we have some very desperate women on board. It's even said there's one who dabbled in highway robbery. Now, she'd have to be a real pistol.
Enter ye in at the straight gate.
Just what we needed. This'll fill our stomachs.
For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. And many there be which go in thereat.
That's mine, you bastard thief!
Sorry, I didn't catch your name or what you were doing down here.
Murderer and thief.
And few there be.
You killed a baboon and stole its face.
Silence back there! Let us pray.
Dear God, get us out of this hellhole.
Again, Sergeant Ryan, a quicker pace, and let's have it in concert this time.
Yes, sir.
A word with you first, please, sir. Our supply of shot powder was left sitting on Portsmouth quayside, sir. One more round and we'll be out of it altogether.
Sergeant Ryan, did you give orders for the men to stand to?
No, sir!
Get those women out of their rags. Properly dressed, I will not have the men distracted.
Unfortunately, sir, women's clothing is also sitting on Portsmouth quayside, sir, along with our ammunition. But if the women serve to distract the male prisoners, the two oversights might cancel each other out, sir.
Well, I have an idea how we may clothe the women.
Dismiss!
Sir?
Oh, dear. And these are nothing that the seas will be traveling through. But don't worry, you'll soon get your legs.
I've been in fishing boats since before I could walk. There's nothing wrong with my legs. Excuse me, sir. I did wrong just once, sir.
I was starving. I know it was wrong, but I can't survive on the food we're given. And the foulness of the hold makes me ill. And I'm scared of the men and their wicked desires. If there was a way you could use me, your clothes washed and cared for, your cabin cleaned in return for fresh air and food from your table. Please, sir. It's Mary, sir. I've heard of other officers making such arrangements.
They may well have.
Is this what you mean to dress the whores in, sir?
Perfect.
favors from that one. You're more likely to get a fart out of a dead man. Did you say you knew your way around a fishing boat?
An east wind. The look of the sky will change for the worse. A storm.
A storm. Not a chance.
There's only one cure for that, Thomas. You need to find a tree to sit under. A free passage to Botany Bay. Every day a high day and holiday. No board and lodging, no taxes. Who of us wouldn't have volunteered for this?
Who wants to ride the dry bed then, eh?
Over here, lovey! Take me! On me! Take me!
Now's your chance, Mary. If you want to get out of it, you're going to have to sell what you sit on. Don't wait for an officer. Any sailor will do. Take what's on offer, Mary. Food, drink, and fresh air for your baby. How did you know? I've had two of my own. Who was he?
A jailer in the prison hulk. It was Sheriff's better starve.
And now you're sharing this wretched world with his child.
My child won't live like this.
As if you can help it. Here, for the ride of your life.
Mary, did the sky tell you anything about how long this damn weather will be traveling with us? Mary!
Lieutenant Clark! Down here, Sam!
Come on, Mary. Somebody help me! Come on, Mary! Help me! Here! Over here!
Hey, you there. Elizabeth. Is there any word?
There's only one cure for what you've got. You both need to lie under the same tree.
Your readings were such a comfort to us. Could I hear a few words from the good book? About turning away from wickedness.
Pull you back to it. Give it a scrub
And she sleeps on the floor?
What concerns me is the influence of bad company. She knows nothing of the world. She's nothing more than an innocent child.
Albeit a rather well-developed one. Just remind me, what was her crime?
The theft of a bonnet. And some money. If you are isolated from the others, reform is a very strong possibility.
You mean to keep her in your cabin?
If we can save just one of them, it must be worth the effort.
Very well. The arrangement has my blessing. But a ship is a very small village. You should be prepared for some to think the worst of you.
I remain a faithfully married man. And the girl will remain an innocent under my charge. You have transformed my cupboard.
It's a palace to me, sir. Is this Botany Bay?
Yes. According to Cook's account, meadows, streams. There'll be wild game and fish to feed us before our own crops begin.
And this is our voyage?
Yes. We're here. Rio de Janeiro is our next haven, then on to Cape Town, which is our final port of call. We should count ourselves blessed to be part of such an adventure. Imagine the ingenuity. 11 ships rendezvousing at a pinpoint on the far side of the world. We should continue with your lessons.
What of your wife? Do you have any children?
No, we are not blessed in that way. Why do you ask?
Lessons.
South by west and quarter west. Aye, aye, sir. Make way for the lady. Make way. Come on, you cur.
Only your lieutenant would dream of torturing us with dresses like these. We're sharing them with God knows what. Jammed together in that tiny cabin and he still hasn't noticed.
Tell him soon. He'll understand.
And can't deny any man I've ever tripped over.
I can bring him round.
Be careful. That wife of his might have jumped ship for a very good reason.
Serial kicker. Getting stronger every day.
The equator. No, you can't see it. It's the great imaginary line around the Earth I told you about. I dreamt of this moment as a boy.
Now here you are. As happy as a boy. And on such a beautiful morning.
Yes, it is. Very beautiful.
Lieutenant Clark, a word with you, sir.
Excuse me.
A lag's wife. Suits you.
I'm nobody's wife.
Nice dress.
Come on, you. Move along.
You've worn the same dress for weeks.
But it's silk. I've never worn silk.
Try it on now. My wife didn't want to wear anything but silk. It was a ridiculous notion. Alicia in Botany Bay, digging her own potatoes.
There's something I've been meaning to tell you.
Let me help you.
Yes, I'm with child.
Rafe, how's your little project coming along? Have you got a reading yet?
Only give water to those dressed in the clothes provided for them.
We're dying in those sacks.
You will address me as Lieutenant or Sir.
Well, Sir, Lieutenant, I wouldn't have thought you'd be offended by the sight of a little female flesh. You must be very familiar with it by now.
Cover yourself up. I will not have whores walking about this ship.
Oh, you'd rather have them arse up in your cabin.
Sergeant Ryan!
When's he fight, sir?
Ship's company dismissed.
Cut her down. Come on.
Down below, you lot. Come on, move! Right, said move! Move along, you'll be boring too. Stop, young dog!
I expected this. I did warn him.
I know. The whole ship's going to.
That was meant for me. I'm sorry.
Mary. Here's some food. For the child you're with.
I never said thank you for saving me. We have a way of saying the wrong thing to each other. I wish it wasn't so.
All seats attacked! Aye, aye, sir! Take another way. Aye, aye, sir!
Come on, Mary. Come on, darling, let it out. Come on, push it. Push it, Mary. Come on. Come on, Mary, you can do it. That's it. That's it. She's coming, Mary. I can see the end. Push it, Mary. Come on, one more. You can do it. Come on. She's nearly there. One more. Come on, Mary. One more push. Come on. It's a girl. Beautiful girl.
o'clock. Make a search for the fresh water. If we find some, this is where we will build our new colony. Fine harbor. 1,000 ships could ride at anchor there. Perfect security.
Sir?
For you. Lower your muskets. Lower your muskets. Right. You, that man there.
Sir.
Drop your trousers.
That's an order.
Come on, men, hurry up. Full rigging. They may have thought we were women. Now they know. The same as them. We shall bring the convicts ashore at first light, and then we shall build the foundations of our new nation.
Lucky you. Born into paradise.
Or the biggest godforsaken prison there ever was.
Stinking hot, isn't it? My name's Sam. Is it true you were a smuggler? You've sailed to Spain and back. I never had adventures.
I had one too many.
My brother stole a ham. I helped him eat it. He got away, and I got to be here.
Come on.
hope they all know why they were brought here.
So the place doesn't all go to buggery. Is it a ride you're looking for, Sonny or Mother?
How do the numbers work out? One of them to service 5 of us.
They're going to have a busy night tonight then, aren't they?
You must be gagging for it. I love
Sergeant Ryan! Get them back to work. Make it clear, any man found loitering round a female tent will receive a dozen lashes. And any man found inside a tent will get 12 dozen.
Come on, lads. Get back to it.
Jesus. Are you mad? Run and get help, shall I?
You can't stay here.
If we're quick, I can be back before they miss me.
I don't want us to be quick. I want it to last.
Oh, it will. Oh, God, it will.
No. I mean, beyond what we want now.
I've settled on Charlotte. After the ship.
Hello, Charlotte.
She needs a father. And I need a husband.
You need an awful lot.
Well, I've an awful lot to offer.
Living here, it will be different. It won't be a life any of us have ever known.
Well, even more reason to have people you're certain of.
All right, yes. After a while, if we get on, we'll see what's what. Marriage, maybe.
Well, I heard they were asking couples to be married today.
I won't be jumped. Mary, I'm a good bet.
Just how good a fisherman are you, Will?
What do you mean?
There are 1,000 mouths to feed here. Could be the making of the man who worked out a way to do it.
So, if you give me the boats and I can pick my own crew of 20, I can supply the old colony with fish.
Governor, we already have a working party fishing from the shore.
And a miserable catch they bring in, not one of them knows what they're doing. I'm the only fisherman you've got.
I think it fairly unwise to supply boats to prisoners.
I wouldn't allow fishing outside the cove, Governor. The sea would break the boats up in 5 minutes. They'd be useless for any escape.
Very well. You can have all the boats and men that you need, except for my cutter. Start today. The sooner we have a regular supply, the better.
And I was thinking that there should be a reward for the undertaking of such an important responsibility.
The reward of knowing you're fulfilling the terms of your sentence. What did you have in mind?
A share of the catch. My own to trade as I see fit.
You may keep 1 basket and 12.
Thank you, sir.
Is it true, sir, that there are to be privileges for those that marry?
Yes, you may be granted the right to build a hut. Good day.
Thank you, sir.
Next. Next. Come along, come along. Do you both enter this union under no obligation to any other and by your own free will?
Yes.
Say it. Say it.
Yes.
Do you name?
William Bryant.
William Bryant. Take this woman. Name?
Mary Broad.
Mary Broad to be your lawful wedded wife? Oh, come on.
Yes.
Do you, Mary Broad, take William Bryant to be your lawful wedded husband?
Yes.
Presence of Almighty God, I now pronounce you man and wife. Next. Come along, come along. Do you both enter this union under no obligation to any other and by your own free will?
I suppose you've known lots of women. Handsome smuggler like you.
I was a hard-working fisherman. Sometimes helping to bring ashore a small quantity of rum to nourish the sick and the elderly.
So we should go in and restore order.
With respect, sir, this was going to happen from the day we took the horse on board.
Double the guard round the food stores. Shoot without challenge any convict who attempts to approach.
Yes, sir.
We'll let this run its course. When we landed, I decided to give you the benefit of the doubt. I decided against a regime of harsh discipline. I wanted to give you a chance. But your behavior of last night has convinced me that I was wrong. I am now persuaded that only the most severe punishment will have any effect on you. A curfew will be imposed. Marines will have orders to shoot any man found entering a female tent after dark. Where I now stand, there will be a gallows and punishment triangle. The remaining transport ships will set sail today, leaving us behind to build the colony. We will not survive if we do not work together. No one will be worked beyond their ability, but everyone will contribute their share. Idleness will not be tolerated. If you do not work, you will not eat. The shameful events of last night will never be repeated. But they will not deflect us from our celebration. 10 o'clock.
3 cheers for King George's birthday. Hip hip. Hurrah! Hip hip. Hurrah! Hip hip. Hurrah!
We survived another 3 years. Governor Philip's plans for grand buildings and wide streets never came about. But we could boast of a few buildings made from bricks and mortar. But nothing grew, and drought left the colony facing starvation and disease. Lieutenant Clark had his house built looking out over the water towards our fishing hut.
Charlotte.
And I could feel him keeping a close watch on us. And Will and me, we had another mouth to feed.
Is that all?
That's one basket more than yesterday.
It was fished out months ago.
A baby boy, Emmanuel.
You go away. Fish come back. I'll have a word with the governor then, see if we can all go home. Sam, divide our share of the catch.
And the hospital tally?
36 Marines and 67 convicts under medical treatment, a further 72 convicts unfit for work. Sir.
God, 72.
Sergeant Ryan has returned with the runaway, sir.
All runaways accounted for, sir.
There were 7 of them, sir.
You found the remains of the other 5.
Martin and Allen.
That's right.
You two are beyond hanging. What I should do with you is ship you off to New Zealand. You know what the natives would do to you there? After you finish screaming, they'd gladly cook and eat you. Chain them up.
Yes, sir!
They ate each other. That's the talk. They got themselves 5 days out. 2 of them went off to hunt, only one of them made it back. The others ate what he brought back with him. Kangaroo meat, he said he was.
So we've turned cannibals.
Here, eat this. We've been feeding on them for weeks. Nobody plants them anymore. Nobody.
It's madness. If we're to survive.
If they wanted us to survive, they'd send out farmers and labourers, not ships packed with thieves and whores led by fools with grand plans and no sense. Nothing we plant grows here. It never will.
Not a bad trade. Flour without weevils. Well, not too many. The last salt port on this side of the world. And... what's this?
A change from Johnny cakes. The natives eat it.
You're determined to have us living like savages.
Well, they've been doing that here for some time. Maybe we'd learn a thing or two from them.
Perhaps not how to cook.
Bryant? I'm afraid the governor has decided to end the practice of you keeping back part of the catch. From now on, everything will be handed over to the colony. Given our current circumstances, we can't allow the unfair distribution of food.
Unfair? How long have I fed this colony? Well, this is how I'm repaid.
You are a convict serving out a sentence. You'll do as you're told.
He's been hoping this day had come. He'd rather see you and the children starve. Have you crawl back to him.
I'm dispatching HMS Supply back to England, Thomas. It's the only way Lord Sydney will receive news of our situation.
But she's our only ship, sir.
Then we must pray that she is not lost on the voyage. Take this. My dear Lord Sydney, it is with grave distress that I must report that our crops have now failed for 3 consecutive years. Less than 1/10 of tilled land has produced any yield, and what little we've managed to produce must be kept for seed for next year. Our situation, our very survival, now depends upon provisions from England. I beg you to relieve the severity of our position. Today, we are 147 fewer in number than on arrival.
Grant this, we beseech thee, O merciful God, through Jesus Christ, our mediator and redeemer.
I'll not stay here to watch our children starve. We're leaving.
Prison walls 14,000 miles thick. We'll never get out.
If we went by boat...
We wouldn't last 5 minutes out of the cove.
Not even in the governor's cutter? It's got a sail.
You've been to Spain and back. You could get us well away from here. We could hug the coast. If we can't walk out, nor can they. They couldn't come after us.
We could store up food over a month or so. Hide it close to the cutter, load it up on the night. Sam's right. When that ship goes, they can't come after us.
In that cutter? You've no idea how the seas will look out there when you're sitting in that pea pod. They'll be 20, 30 foot high.
It was plankton caught less than 2 months ago, and there's a full rig on board.
Right. Think what else we need besides food. Water drums, muskets with powder and shot to keep the savages away, cork, canvas, sheets for the boat, a compass, a quadrant.
You thought about it. You're the only man to get us away. And we've got to get away.
Tally up the flour sacks, sir.
Yes, yes.
more of them!
Take them from the back.
Sergeant Ryan? What are you doing?
Tally, Lieutenant.
Where's the guard?
I think there was a problem up by the timber mill. I heard shouting.
We'll complete the tally later.
But Governor Philip...
Out now! Sir, lock the door and come back when the guard is in place.
Come on, Will. Leave him, leave him.
So all that happened was I blew a soldier boy's bugle and you gave him 2 bags of sand.
It was my fault, Izzy. I lost my nerve.
No,
you did right. Well, it's impossible now. Clark's got the key on his belt.
When the end comes, they'll be the ones with the food.
It's a bold idea, though.
I saw my whole village die of hunger. I've seen what happens. I'll not let my children suffer like that.
Did you not hear Thomas? He hasn't got the key to the food store anymore. It's with Clark.
So we leave the food, we hunt and fish along the way.
We wouldn't last a week without supply.
And how long do you think they'll last staying here?
They hang us. What happens then, Mary?
If we do nothing, we're already dead.
For you. You may have this room.
Thank you.
was my father's hope that I would one day progress beyond the rank of lieutenant. I would have been better suited as a parson, but my brother already had that position. I came here to progress my career. Probably the only way. We're guaranteed a higher rank on our return.
But you came for the adventure, too.
I pretend to fool others. And myself, I suppose. I thought if I demanded more, pushed myself, it would be a means to escape my own prison.
And have you?
I have now. And your father, he's a fisherman?
And I'm his only son. He only had daughters. I used to help him with the boats. They pilched off his sores through the winter. And one year it didn't come. Didn't come the next year, neither. What will happen here?
Governor Philip has drawn up plans if it falls into anarchy. If you stay alongside me, I'll make sure that you and the children are protected.
Thank you.
Everything all right, lad?
Yes, Sarge.
Keep this way, then go through.
What's all the sorcery?
Buggered if I know. I just nod, smile, and keep downwind of him.
Never thought you were the careless type. Losing your wife and children like that.
She's best off with him. Children, too. You see, when the end comes, they'll draw a circle around themselves and what's left of the food will be inside it.
Lieutenant.
I'll tally up the flour sacks, Mr. Watling.
Sir.
I didn't want you to be a whore, remember?
Well, now I am. It's a price we both agreed to pay, so don't make me pay for it twice over.
So, leave him. We'll find ways of keeping back more of the catch. There'll be a supply ship. There has to be.
We're finished here. We're leaving, but things aren't going fast enough. The food won't last long in the ground, and we haven't got the equipment we need. There's not a good enough thief amongst us, and on the night it'll take more than 5 of us to get the cutter away. We need 2 more.
Who?
James Martin and William Allen.
James Martin? Are you mad?
Nothing happens here without him knowing about it. He'll queer it for us unless he's in on it. And William Allen could steal the governor's house away if he wanted.
I'll not be in a boat with them.
He already knows.
I'm still copying the charts, but I've made this up. It won't be a map to travel by, but the proportions should be about right.
It'd be handy having a forger on board. When we get to where we're going, he can paint us up some local money.
We're here. The nearest known civilization is up here. It's an island called Timor. It's Dutch.
And what shall we do then?
We talk ourselves a passage back to Europe.
How far is this, Timor?
About 3,500 miles.
3,500 miles in an open boat.
It's been done before. Not the exact same journey, but the same distance, and they ended up in Timor. Oh, you've heard of Captain Bligh.
Way I heard it, he had 14 hard-jack tars with him. We'll be 4 men, if you include him. And that boy you've got over there.
And 2 women and 2 children.
The cutter is the only boat in Sydney Cove that can go outside the harbour. Any chase after us won't be able to get beyond the Eds. It'll take him days to go round, by which time we'll be well clear. But if you'd rather stay here...
All right. We better start collecting what we need, then.
We were making sure the ones at the back were free of the mold, and, well, you better have a look yourself, sir.
Sand?
8 sacks were taken. 8! This is a barbarous act, and a crime against each and every one of us. Those who come forward with information will be rewarded with a month's extra rations, and lighter duties for a period of 6 months. You may come to me in absolute confidence without fear of reprisal. But as a result of this criminal act, the flour ration will be reduced.
It'll be another futile escape. Now they've taken muskets and machetes. It's a dangerous escalation. The door to the food store wasn't forced, so they had a key. Except I have the only key, and it hasn't left my side for over 3 weeks. It's a puzzle. Unless they discovered a way to make a copy.
Everyone's so desperate.
Well, you must know what the talk is.
Living under your roof, you think they'd confide in me?
So you know nothing?
Of a child and a baby. Escaping from here would make me a murderess. Is that what you think I am?
Go!
This is excellent, Thomas. All this detail.
Well done. I'm happy to have drawn the maps and charts, Will, but I'll not go with you.
You're the only one who can get us the glass, the compass, the quadrant.
I'll get you all the instruments you need.
But I'll notice you took them.
I stole down to the creek the other day. Just the sight of the cutter and my legs went weak. It's a miracle I survived the passage out here. I nearly died at least twice.
Yeah, well, with Martin and Alan in that boat, I need you on my side.
Me against those two. Will, I'm the world's worst sailor. And I'll not set foot in another boat ever.
So we escape and you hang.
I'll get you the instruments.
Well, you get me the instruments.
I won't let you down.
Where's our supplies? They must have been blown about by the storm.
They were. Just been going about and picking it up.
Two women in a boat with 5 men. You'd be like knives between us. Have you thought it through? How long do you think your children will last out there?
Longer than we'll stay in here. You haven't got any choice. You can't leave without Will, and he won't leave without us.
We leave tonight. Now, we'll come for you when the cutter is loaded. And you'd better be ready to pick up those children of yours and run. Wait till curfew. And you make sure that lieutenant of yours is too busy to be walking about. And then he needs to sleep like the dead. I'm sure you know how to do that. Now go.
Don't touch me. Don't touch anything. You scrap yourself raw when you go.
It's tonight.
I'll just be you.
The only woman jammed together in that boat with a pack of fools. God help you, Mary.
Feed the baby.
Get Mary. Get Mary.
get to Mary. You're about a minute behind me. Go! Go!
Not without Mary!
Come on. Come on.
We go or we hang!
Come on. Come on.
You! With me now! Go then, but not with me.
You're useless to her dead. They won't know her part in it, but they know yours. Now, come on!
He's right. Go. Go. No, no, Will! And you're coming too.
Come on! Come on! I'll get to tell her. Come on!
To have a knife in the boat, were you?
Couldn't get through. I tried.
Get down! Get down!
Reload!
Come on!
Don't be frightened. I'm with you.
Cox! What the hell are you doing here?
I'm good in the boat. I can help you. Get off me!
Here, help me! Get off him!
Let go!
Throw him overboard! Get up! Get up! Get rid of him!
Take her in.
You did it. You got us away.
I'm done, son. I'm done.
We'll cock her up. She'll be fit to take us through hell and back.
Hell and back? Where are we going?
Timor. It's north of here. About 3,500 miles.
How many miles today, Will?
4? Maybe 5.
Unless you plan to march across the water, sir. We've lost them.
We'll have to find another crossing, Sergeant.
Look at you! Running free for the first time in your life. Hey!
We're not convicts. We're on our way back to Europe, so you'd better start reciting who you are.
We could be ship's crew.
You give yourself away in a minute.
What were you before you turned thief? Never been anything else.
I've always fancied a parson's life.
Well, I'm Elizabeth Mary Parker, one of the Parkers from Bath. I followed my husband, Mr. John Parker, a well-respected merchant seaman. We planned to seek our fortunes in these foreign waters, only to have our hopes dashed when the ship went down.
One swimming in salt water and they both turned out respectable.
However, we were fortunate enough to share our boat with 5 gentlemen of outstanding courage, whose kindness to myself and our children has carried us through this ordeal.
I'm Robert Townsend from Bristol, trading in exotic plants and spices, birds and animals too.
Sam?
I don't know.
Joseph Taylor, apprentice and companion to Lord Stanley Chadwick, the great explorer and botanist sadly lost when the ship went down.
But I tried to rescue him.
I saw you. Brave lad.
Do one for me, Mary. Something small. Henry Small, ship's rat.
Still thinking of your lieutenant?
There is. And always has been. Only one man for me.
Sir. Sir.
See what you can scare up for breakfast. Don't waste the shot. And don't come back with nothing too strange looking. Go on. All right. Come on. Get a fire on.
Come on, you lot. Lift your feet.
Breath away from turning on you. Not die chasing after a whore. Nor should you, sir.
The governor's cutter is the only sound, reliable boat we have. We therefore have a duty to retrieve it. We will carry out that duty, Sergeant.
It's not.
Harit! Harit! Come on! Go! Go! Come on! Hurry! Hurry!
Where's Sam? Where is he?
I don't know! Halt!
We shall return to the colony.
We're going back! Come on! They're going!
we see Clark?
There's no sign of him.
Why don't you say it? He can still be there waiting for us. We can't risk going back to get him. They can see there was only 6 of us in the boat. They know we left one behind.
No. They'll be well gone by now.
We don't know that. We don't know where they are. They can see us for sure.
We can't leave him!
Martin shot one of them. I can't see Clark giving up on us. And I can't see him giving up on you, Mary.
It's a trap. Leave him or we're all dead.
You're not even supposed to be here.
We can't leave him! That boy would die for any one of us!
We're in range! Will! What?
What are you doing? Steering us out to sea!
Come on, lads. Come on, stay. Come on.
I could never leave that boy behind. No more than I could sleep with Ralph Clark. But we've got this far because you could. They all know it, but none of them can say it.
We got this far because you sailed us here.
Hey! Wait here, see what I got here. Look! Don't you see?
You've gone native.
Coal. Tons and tons of the stuff just in the beach around the bay. Just waiting to be picked up. Come on!
We need water!
100 pounds in weight of rice and flour, salted pork and rum, fishing nets, tools, muskets, shot, and powder, our one decent boat, and our only fishermen. All gone. And you took her in. Come in.
Can't get a word out of the boy, sir.
Well, perhaps it is possible they had no plan beyond escape. Or to perhaps find a passing ship that wouldn't bring them straight back here.
Aye, but everything else was well planned, sir.
Even so. Nearest civilization, Timor. 3,000 or 4,000 miles away. You'd have to negotiate reefs, perhaps 1,200 miles of open sea. And with the burden of carrying a woman and children. No, even if they survive the sea, they'll never survive each other.
Now there's a roaring fire for you, Mary.
This is good wind. We better catch it. Come on, we need to take our chances when we can.
Yeah, it's good to be free, isn't it? No one lording it over us. Why don't we call this a day of rest?
It's gone. Whole slab of salt pork, enough feed for all of us. Yes, we're free. We're not in the colony. But if we steal from each other...
Take care who you're looking at.
Yeah, how do we know it wasn't you? It wasn't me.
Whoever it was, and I don't care who the bastard is, I'll find him out. And there'll be one less mouth to feed.
For the love of God, take us in. We've been out 10 days now.
Not on this shore. She'd break up on the reef.
Perhaps he's not starving like the rest of us.
Have we found our thief then?
Will's no thief.
We're all thieves. Someone give you this boat. We have to use our muskets.
No! You think you know hunger? Wait till I can't run, can't walk anymore. And we use our last shots to get meat.
Savages! All right. I think I scared him off.
I might have helped us.
Back in the boat! Back in the on board! Come on! Come
Give me the powder! Go, go!
One shot. That's all we've got left.
God knows how I'd like to use it.
Who are you being loyal to? Mary Bryant? She left you on that beach to die. Do you think she'd die for you? She'd never even think of it.
I wouldn't want her to.
Where were they headed for? Tell me something, anything, and I can plead clemency. The governor will listen. No one has the appetite for another senseless killing.
We meekly beseech thee, O merciful Father, to raise us from the death of sin unto the life of righteousness. Grant this through Jesus Christ, our mediator and Redeemer. Amen.
By the powers invested in me by His Majesty King George, I have sentenced Sam Lilly to be hanged. This brings me no satisfaction. That every thief will meet the same end. No, let them come. Let them see. Proceed.
No, no. All right, son.
Was it you from the start? Because I'd have given you my share.
I didn't steal for the food. I thought if there was someone none of them could trust, it would make them feel less certain they'd be less of a gang against us.
Do you really think you could do anything that comes into your head? What if the others had found out?
They didn't find out, and you still run the boat.
Yeah, because they can't.
They watch and learn every day.
You have to push the world to go your way, but you never think it through.
It wouldn't
Mary.
have worked if I'd have told you.
from now on, no more schemes. No more plans. We're supposed to be in this together, you and me, remember?
$1,200 miles of open sea, and then next stop, Timor.
See? Now, why didn't he tell us? They stay in the boat now, for the safety of the children. Soon we'll turn around and find them gone.
No, they can't get the boat in the water without that.
Every time the wind blows hard, we have to run for land. What chance do we have hundreds of miles out to sea? We haven't seen savages for a month or more. We know all the good spots. Fresh water, fish, fuel. We can survive. We don't need him. Going out there, that's just Bryant's vanity. Between us, we know enough to get the boat up and down the coast for what we need.
I don't know that I can get us across.
Of course you don't. It's a risk. You've gone from Cornwall across to Spain, the same distance. You said it yourself. And you'll be the one to get us to Timor.
I didn't exactly do that. Sail across to Spain. I didn't exactly do that. I can read a chart better than a book. I can hug a coastline, feel a boat around rocks. But I've never taken a boat out of sight of land in my life. And I don't intend to now. Listen to it. It's our last stroke of luck, and it's telling us to stay here.
Then why did you say?
Don't you know me by now?
That fire needs feeding. If we go against Bryant, once it starts, there's no telling how it'll end.
What was it you stole? 12 yards of lace and a pair of stockings. I don't see him following it through.
I'm not going out there to die in that boat.
We've got one shot left. If I take over the boat and we leave them all here, it's gonna need you to hold the musket on him.
If killing Bryant saves our lives, then that's what has to be done.
She won't stand by if it comes to a fight.
And can you kill her then?
We had a plan. A plan thought up by men who've been sick of being treated like animals. We've come all this way, and nothing has stopped us. But if we stay here, we're finished. Now, you made no secret of not wanting me along. One woman in a boat of men. It's It's a daft idea. But if you leave me and Will and the children here, you'll come across a wind you can't read, a beach you can't land at, a rock you can't see. You won't last a week. Now, Will is the one who got us here. And Will is the one who'll get us to Timor. He sailed from England to Spain and back again in boats no bigger than ours and in storms far worse than you saw last night.
Going out there in that boat is madness.
Yes, it's madness. A wonderful madness. The kind that strong men grab with both hands. Not the kind that eats away at weak and frightened men. Now, there's a strong wind. We should take it.
Let's go.
Charlotte. No, Charlotte. No, Charlotte!
You're still with us. It'll take more than a boat trip out with you bastards to finish me off.
To Spain and back in a boat smaller than this. Ha!
What got us this far? You can't be blamed for the wind giving up on us. I'd rather die like this. At least it's our own doing.
Yours more than anyone's. You didn't need to hold a musket over us. One smile, and you would have had us swimming across.
Come on. Lord, stop it.
Bastards!
We commend to God. No. He's not out here. We commend to the sea the body of William Allen. He was a thief like the rest of us, who some judged to be bad. But to those who knew him,
Leave it. You're fighting for what's already lost.
Soldiers, you've turned us round and sailed us back.
Dutch. Dutch.
Mary Bryant, you've saved our miserable bloody lives.
So, we may thank God the supply has returned safely, and Lord Sidney writes of another change of policy. It seems Parliament has declared us a success.
By what criteria?
More resources are to be allocated, other supply ships are on their way, and more convicts are to be transported as well. 50,000 or more.
Cheese. Barrels of it. The odor.
I am to be recalled to England. A new governor has already been appointed.
Your prayers have been answered.
Just as we're becoming a success. Officers are to be given the choice of staying. Benefit of land and convict labor, or they may choose to return to England.
England?
England.
zijn ze.
And of course, all bills and any notes of debt signed by myself as a merchant seaman will be honored by the British government. Governor Wanyan, given our circumstances, I don't see any other way to proceed.
When our ship went down, it took not only our fortunes, but all papers concerning our legal identity, too.
Mr.
Parker. John and Elizabeth Parker.
Mr. John Parker, your ship was lost where exactly?
A reef amongst hundreds of them.
Such a distance in such a small boat. Incredible. And no other survivors?
We saw others scramble into boats, but...
Is it true?
My wife, Marlene, Mr. and Mrs. Parker.
Look at them. Exhausted, starving. And with children. And of course, you stand them to attention and interrogate them.
Hoe kan ik nou weten wie ze waren?
Dat is genoeg. Hello, baby Emmanuel. Come with me. Come with me. Oh, that's a boy. Hello. Hello. Welcome.
Well, look at you. Mr. John Parker. I went and married the perfect gentleman.
And I went and married a real pistol.
We did it! We did
I'm sorry, Mr. Small. It's just...
You look like a Puckstockness clerk.
I never settled on the name Henry Small, anyway.
It's a fine name, and none of us will forget it. And it does sort of suit you. Aline.
Ah, darling, you come with me.
Mr. Parker? It is Mr. Parker, isn't it?
Oh, yes, yes.
Would you excuse us, Mrs. Parker? I've been considering your predicament, Mr. Parker. You will be our guests until we find you a ship bound for Europe.
Very grateful, sir.
I'll introduce you to those that matter in this town and reassure that they may supply and loan to you with confidence. But first, I need your name on a document.
Now you know the truth about her. Isn't she extraordinary? I promise you. I promise. It's a pleasure.
It seems that you did not give an entirely full account of yourself. It seems that you are the real hero of this incredible journey. It was you who persuaded everyone it was possible to get to Timor. And when all the men had given up hope, it was you who found the strength and the courage to go on.
It was John's skill with the boat that got us here. Well, we all played a part.
But without your determination and your perseverance, it would have been for nothing. If Mr. Small is to be believed, it was you who delivered the souls in that boat to safety, and you alone. You must be so proud of her.
God, if she asked for it, they'd sign out for the whole bloody country tour.
Nou, opletten. Jij zorgt dat de kraanschuur in de gaten gehouden worden. En jij houdt de mensen in de gaten, want ik vertrouw ze voor gezet.
Ja, ja, meneer.
He knows we're not right.
You keep walking around in circles like an anxious dog, and he might try to find out.
Oh, and John, I need you to sign these.
Silk,
It's been made up into shirts.
there's enough here to rig out a ship.
A man in my position needs to keep up appearances.
We've got everything we need, and here's you finding fault with our nice fat goose.
I'll be happy when I'm looking at English water. And Mariah won't stick out in the crowd.
Where's your mother? In me. In you. In the roar of the sea. In the stars you look up at. In the stories she used to tell me. My father. You'll see him when we get to England. A big bear of a man. He'll want to hear all about your adventures. And he'll be so proud of you. 'Cause you can keep a secret deep, deep down inside you. Bad man in the red coat. It's just a dream. We're safe now. God, I can't get used to it. Not seeing myself in a mirror for 4 years.
You've been through a lot. It's taken its toll.
Well!
What?
You best get ready.
Not tonight.
Cannot go.
And I can't spend another night talking about a life I never led, trying not to trip myself up with every word.
We got no choice.
Well, if we don't, and we can't be who we are, then this is just another prison.
You'd rather go back to the one we came from.
Reckon you could get us back there? Single-handed?
Don't blame me for the way people talk about what happened on that damn boat. I never exaggerated my part in it, or played down yours.
And how is my young scholar today? Oh, it's excellent progress. Your father was very remiss educating his sons and neglecting his daughters.
I had the idea of education frightened out of me. That's why I have so much to learn.
Your father is in for a shock when you return to England. everything we need here. It's just the heat.
But really,
It's incredible some days. So
it's Captain Bligh who's the real hero.
Captain Bligh? No.
He traveled further than you did to get here. You have to give him credit for that.
the revolution in France?
Your journey was through much calmer waters and through straight waters, calm. Captain Bligh traveled all the way from here, all the way. Captain Bligh.
I did better than Bligh. Timor, where Bligh started from.
Excuse me.
Botany Bay, where I started from.
John. John.
Governor Wanyan, do you really think it possible we could have travelled from this... Where would this Botany Bay be? About here?
Even further south than that.
We travelled all that way. See here, in that boat, with children.
Governor Wanyan, we cannot prove who we are. You can only judge us by what you see.
And if you can see no good in me, then I only hope you can see it in these fine gentlemen with whom it's been my good fortune to travel with. If you choose to see us as criminals, then that is our unfortunate fate.
No, we see nothing of the kind.
I can only apologize for my husband's fondness for drink and his strange sense of humor. If I just knew why.
Because I was drunk! Look at you. Look at yourself. You really think you're Mrs. Elizabeth Mary Parker?
Yes, because I have
If
to.
we get back to England, what? You'll still be wearing that dress?
No, but Elizabeth Parker will be able to read and write. Not much, but enough to teach our children so they won't have to stink of fish their whole lives.
You'd be better off here. Marry a Dutchman. God knows you got enough of them lying around at your feet. No witnesses, no paper. We were blessed by a fool on a beach. Wasn't legal outside the colony. You're free.
I've never thought of myself as being anything other than free. Ever.
And so we were trapped in paradise. And as the months went by, even Will came around to accepting our lucky fate.
Now, where can she be? Hello, my angel.
Charlotte?
We're going home.
English?
Yeah. 4 men, a woman, and 2 children.
In the end, it was a young woman who got them across.
And what is her name?
Elizabeth Parker. An amazing young woman.
Elizabeth Parker.
They're gone. There's no way out of Kupang except by water.
My God, they've led you a merry dance.
Come on, Annie! Go, go! There, go, go! Come on, come on! Ralph Clark! He came after us!
Take him! Move!
If things went wrong, we were to make for a fishing village west of here, a mile up the coast.
All right. Let's go.
Where is she?
Lieutenant Clark. Thank God you're here. They forced me onto that damn boat. They put a pistol to my head. I was never part of it. Never. He's over there.
village is 2 hours from here. Get them to take you to New Island. I will tell Bill where you are.
You must think very differently of me now.
If I were governor, you would have protection from English justice. I had grown very fond of Elizabeth Parker. I should like to have known Mary Bryant. Go. Go, go, go.
Come on, Charlotte. Come on. Come on. Walk, damn you. Charlotte. No, Charlotte. It'll make you sick.
I had a choice of 2 ships to bring me home. I chose this passage because I had to know. I've thought of nothing but you. I've never been so happy when you came to me with the children and asked for my help. Such a short time we had together.
You were so good to us. And now you've helped us again. I hated deceiving you. I need to get my children away from here. I need a boat. Can you help me do that?
Willfulness is the root of all sin. Each of us has a daily battle to rein ourselves in. And you were the test I failed. Twice.
Where's Will? Where's my husband?
You felt nothing for me! You have no idea who I am.
All of these? An army couldn't have eaten and drunk this much.
They had very healthy appetites.
And these? You gave notes of credit for a brothel.
From our limited knowledge of English ways, admittedly many gossip about your royal family and members of parliament, we understood that the brothel was very much part of the daily round.
These were thieves, they're convicts.
They said otherwise. How were we to tell? And since William Bryant is not a merchant seaman, his signature has no authority.
Until those bills are paid in full, the convicts will not be allowed to leave.
Then, as an officer of the king, I will personally honor them until I'm recompensed on my return. So how much exactly is owing?
If you take her back, they will hang her.
And if I leave them behind, I become the criminal.
Where's Will? Where is he?
The 9-month sea passage back to England was in far worse conditions than those I had travelled out in. And my children carried a tropical sickness with them. underneath a blue sky, along a proud cliff top, with the sea crashing into it. And you'll be with strong, proud people. And no matter what happens to you, you'll never give up. It's in your blood.
Almighty God, we commit the bodies of these infants, Charlotte and Emmanuel Bryant, to the deep. In the knowledge that they were innocent children, we pray that they may rest in peace with you in heaven. Amen.
Oh, you... Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby. Oh, my baby.
Mary, let her go. Let her go.
There are mobs chanting her name on every street. She's in every newspaper. The girl from Botany Bay, these mindless accounts turning her into a hero. Mary Bryant's escape was perhaps the most hazardous, the most wonderful effort made by a person to regain their liberty.
She'll be a 3-week wonder. There's only one sentence that the court can hand down, and after a well-attended execution, the world will soon forget about the girl from Botany Bay.
Compared with the dreadful sufferings that they endured on their voyage, the 3 convicts consider Newgate Prison to be a paradise. The same writer tells of the overwhelming public support we have. An eminent lawyer, Mr. Boswell, has been arguing that the law should be seen to be dispensing forbearance and tolerance in such turbulent times.
More presents from your admirers.
Please. No more gifts. No more gawping visitors. Mary, if you were to speak out, we might stand a chance. You were an inspiration to us on that boat. Now, you're an inspiration to thousands of others.
I don't see why the events of my life should be of any interest to anyone. You know the truth. You lived it. And yet you read these stories over and over and hang on to them as if they were true. Courage killed the one man I loved. And then it took my children. And now it will finish us off. If we'd have accepted our fate, none of this would have happened.
Now, these letters of credit for which you've been seeking recompense, His Majesty's government cannot be seen to be honouring the brothel bills of escaped convicts, nor the massive amounts of liquor and luxury items they consumed, silk shirts, silk dresses.
I acted out of a sense of duty.
Yeah, the perception is that you acted rather rashly.
But it was the only way to get them off the island. Had I not acted, they would still be at large in Timor.
Well, given their current popularity, there are many in the government that wish they still were.
The court has heard in the testament of Lieutenant Ralph Clark that the 3 prisoners, along with others, did steal a boat and equipment valued at over £50. Also 3 muskets, shot and powder, and several articles of significant worth. The prisoners, by their own admission, have broken their transportation orders. And they are therefore found guilty as charged.
There are some in this court today who have tried to make me something that I am not. I am guilty as charged, as are the 2 men standing beside me. Not many of us transported can claim to be innocent. Some are wicked and deserve to be feared, but most are not. Most are men and women who risk their lives to feed themselves and their families. Guilty we may be, but worthless we are not. There are many like us in this country. And to transport us away is another country's gain, and this country's loss. Those that survived the harshness of the colonies are the true heroes. I tried to build a life amongst them and would have been content to be their companion. But I stole away for the sake of my children. I could not see them starve. I have lost everything I hold dear to me. My husband. My children. So you can take my life. But these men, the courage they have should not be choked out of them.
All rise!
James Martin, Thomas Watling, and Mary Bryant, you have been found guilty by this court on various counts of theft and that you did willfully break your transportation orders. However, some favorable circumstances have been humbly represented to us, inducing the court to extend its grace and mercy to you and grant free pardon for the said crimes. You're free.
Within a week, James Martin had got himself a passage back to New South Wales. His thinking was that out there, in a bold land, a free man with his given 25 acres could make of himself what he chose, without the prejudice of who he once was. Thomas Watling set off to find his sister, happy in the knowledge that she lived miles from any sea or boats. But what would I find? Back with my family in Cornwall. I clung to the words I'd said to my darling daughter. You'll run under blue skies, and you'll be with strong, proud people, and no matter what happens to you, you'll never give up. It's in your blood.